Are we live?
Man, you know we live.
Are we
man.
live?
Live?
Good gracious.
Been a while.
It's been so long since, I don't know what, the very, very first episode of the Happily Hour that we wanted to do for so long. It's taken so many forms. Sometimes it was just me yammering on about nothing, maybe playing some video games, doing a late night build for a Salesforce debate at some point. I mean, this thing has taken many forms. But guess what now? We're organized, okay? We're organized. We have a producer. We have a platform. We have a schedule. We're going to be here every single week. We're going to be going live. We're going to be shooting the We're going to be arguing with each other. We're going to be recapping the week. We're going to bring the community together. Folks, the Happily Hour lives, and it is here to stay. Live on LinkedIn, baby.
Welcome,
Maxie,
man.
how you doing, man?
How
was your week? Another week down in the history of Happily. How you feeling, bro?
Dude, there's a lot going on. A lot of first world problems, man. We got EKO. A lot of stuff kicked off. I want to just start off by giving a shout out to default cards being editable. I mean, I feel like he has risen. That is the most ridiculous update that I needed in my life. No one told me I needed that more than I needed that, but I needed that.
Yes, that is true.
That was a banger I saw this week.
Yeah, the default cards being editable is absolutely huge. I can't tell you the level of rage that I felt every single time. We build apps on HubSpot. We do a lot of testing here. I spin up maybe 4 to 5 dev portals a week, testing like fresh installs and like doing things like that. And, you know, having to get properties on records, but first having to waste the, minute or two of my life to remove the default card on a record because it's not editable. Literally the bane of my existence, but we are past that point, right? But, a bigger picture here.
What's bigger?
EKO just hit. I'm feeling pretty juiced up right now. I don't think I've ever felt better about the ecosystem, especially app ecosystem, than I feel today, right? Dax, you've been in the game longer than me in terms of app build. No, but I'm saying building apps, dude. Come on. You know what I'm talking about.
I do.
Right? What's your thoughts on like how are you feeling in terms of sort of the bigger picture here of where things are going with the ecosystem, given the historical context you have of, building apps out of your garage with Tyrone at the very beginning for real estate companies? Dude, we've come a long way since then.
Just
right?
a touch, dude. The fact that there was the term app partner, the fact that we're doing a split off with solutions partner and app partner, that wasn't a thing very much long ago. I remember when we first started off, there wasn't an app partner. It was just, that was a solutions partner that sucked. It's pretty much what an app partner was. It's like your CAM hates you, your PDM or whatever they're called back, and they're like, when you gonna sell HubSpot? I was like, never. All my customers are HubSpot customers already, remember? But now that there's been this big focus on app partners and how we're able to really, benefit and raise the tide for all the solutions partners, and jumping on, shout out to the Happily Partner Program. It's a thing, man. They got a lot of big movements and people on the marketplace. The marketplace is night and day what it used to be. So that's a huge, huge thing. There's a lot of insights. The analytics on the app page views is good. There's a lot of good stuff going on for all the app partners out there. Solutions partners too. You guys, it's happening, but it's still early. Still early.
But that's the thing, dude. Still feels like the ground floor.
Hi, I'm here. I'm
just a recurring ladies and gentlemen. Connor Jeffers. Now, Connor, how you doing, buddy? Feeling good? How was your week, first of all? What have you been up to? What's the latest with good old Connor here?
I'm trying to cram a month of work into a week of work because Dax and I are headed to Utah next week for Winter Bound for Paragon's event.
Utah,
which will be lovely. I'd love to get some skiing in, but I think it's looking increasingly unlikely as more stuff shows up on my calendar. But it'll be fun.
Good. Nice.
Yeah, big Paragon event, Winter Bound in Utah, just south in Sandy, Utah. Going to be about, 100 or so people come out, celebrate the ecosystem.
Powered by Event Happily.
Powered by Event Happily, of course. That's how you run events.
That's true. That's just true. This is a fact. Connor, you're going to be giving some chats.
Chats? I'm talking about events.
Spoiler. Give the people a cute little preview. What could they expect?
I'm talking about events. I'm talking about running events in HubSpot. I'm talking about quoting and especially calculated pricing. We just dropped a calculated pricing guide. This is not supposed to be about Hapily. We're supposed to be talking about all this stuff that's going on.
Well, wait, listen. We had a long week. Okay,
It's a long week.
we can toot our own horn just a little bit. All right, that's totally fine. It's the Happily Hour.
We're
after
thrilled.
all.
Hapily's gonna have a best month ever, which is wonderful, and we're really excited. And I think we'll have some other big announcements soon. We have like really cool product stuff going on. We got bundles. We got Event Wizard. We got like lots of cool stuff coming out soon.
We do. We have some cute things for everybody out there. So stay tuned. But let's get to the big topic at hand. Okay.
EKO.
Ecosystem kicked the off this week.
Wait, can we get report? Do we have to be? Max and I really want to do a show where we play video games and we like invite partners and HubSpotters on them, but we think that we'll get canceled because we don't think we can play video games and like manage our language.
You stole my idea.
Oh, you think LinkedIn? You think LinkedIn Live is good enough to do content moderation, dude? Get out of here. They're building like Wordle and on it. Like we can do whatever we want, and I don't think they'd have any idea.
EKO
we'll get canceled, maybe.
EKO was big. EKO was really big. I think that the first thing I have to just call out always with anything that's in the year 2025 is the drinking game. I call it. I was dunking drunk every time I was. I heard the word AI. I was like,
You literally died.
I can't keep up. It's frantic. I mean, it's relevant. It's relevant. It's just comical because
it's a lot.
It's almost as going to be like SEO was a huge, back in my day with my first company, SEO was like SEO. That was everything that you could possibly say. If you said the word SEO, kabing, like people are all about it, right? Now it's AI. And we're, seeing how we can, again, HubSpot would be foolish to not be focused at understanding of how to envelop that in the product, but we're working on it. That's the thing.
Is SEO really dead though? Because aren't you just doing SEO for AI search engines now?
Yeah, but it's now like AI optimization. We can wrap and we can sell it to people as that instead.
Yeah, it's the same word. How do people get found? Everybody I know, everybody out there, have tracking attribution has seen found you by ChatGPT. It's just another search engine. It's a vis-a-vis.
Is this what's fundamentally changed in that, instead of someone Googling it, it's something Googling it on behalf of someone else? Is that not the fundamental change?
Facts. That's the fact.
Seriously, it's still SEO, but but ChatGPT is gonna Google it for you.
Yeah, there's gonna be I don't know. Kids attribution, like my grandson Googled this for me because I couldn't get my computer to turn on. That's my attribution.
That's actually such an amazing parallel. That's hysterical.
You're just I was too lazy to Google it, so I ChatGPT'd it. But that's the attribution source. It's multi-touch. Is what we're getting at.
Connor, I interrupted you, and I'm going to do that a lot on this show just because of the lag and where you like to yell at each other.
I was saying the thing that I really like about the way that HubSpot's approaching it is I think that I'll share from fundraising. The AI conversation is really frustrating because everybody's like, oh, but you building an AI product? And I think anybody who builds stuff is like AI is software, and all software is going to have AI in it. And that's what we're all doing here. And so I think the fact that what we heard, that I would say it's been evident to me in HubSpot's strategy that AI is just integrated into everything that they're doing versus a full SKU that they're sort of releasing and selling independently. And yesterday was the first time I've heard in public comms that actually said, Yamini was like, hey, we're going to build AI and everything. We're not going to sell AI as an add-on. And I think that is the right strategy and right approach. And it's good. It's exciting.
What do you think about in the whole conversation around, service partners or services partners? I don't even know what we call anybody these days anymore. It seems like there's this just insane amount of pressure to become these AI enabled service companies. What's your take on how that changes the dynamic for HubSpot services partners, and what can they literally translate that to, right? Because there's a lot of, we hear the AI.
You want me to answer your question, or do you just want to keep asking?
Dude, yeah, Max be asking a question and he can't land the plane with the question because the question he starts to answer the question and then starts.
He's like, but I think what do you? But if I was just gonna tell you what I think, this is an interview show where I ask you questions and then I answer them. Okay, so here's. I have an answer here, which I actually think is clear. I actually had lunch with the AI team yesterday and told them this also. So I think it doesn't actually change what partners do and what partners build, right? Because today a partner goes to a company and they say, okay, you have this type form on your website. It sends an email into an inbox. You have a follow-up email in your notepad. You copy paste that and then you send it to people, and then you go log into Stripe and you make invoices and then you email those to people. And they're like, you just run all that on HubSpot and automate all of it. Wouldn't that be great? And the customer just wants the outcome, and what they buy buy from the partner is the strategy and the execution work to get them to that outcome. And today, how they deliver that to somebody is like, I made you forms, I made you workflows, I made you email, and I can show you all the stuff I made for you and hand it to you. I think in order for the services move to AI that HubSpot's sort of preaching to become real, is that we need to be able to have a service provider build their own copilot that is trained on certain information and launched contextually inside of HubSpot and like publish that into someone's portal the same way you might publish an app card or the same way you might publish like a record layout or a workflow. I think that extends also to agents, right? At some point, agent AI will be HubSpot, maybe. And so being able to actually build an agent, put it into someone's portal and say, hey, look, I made this agent. Here's what it does. And you can report on how effective that agent is at doing whatever job I've designed it to do. Once that becomes feasible, and I think the heuristic, if there's any HubSpot product managers here, I'll tell you this also, is what I told the AI team yesterday. I think that the framework for success of a HubSpot feature should be, can a services provider add a line item for doing that thing for you into their SOW? And I think when people are like, oh yeah, we will make you a prospecting agent tailored for your brand, and that is a $5,000 line item on my proposal, that I think ends up being what service providers start to do. And I think the people that are able to deliver that will yield outsized results the exact same way at the beginning of the CRM. Everybody who is saying, hey, we're RevOps, we're CRM focused, and like the folks that are saying, hey, we're doing inbound marketing, compared to the people who are actually going and say, hey, we'll build CRM stuff for you. That was the last curve. This is kind of the next curve. Stair step. I don't know, some shape.
Is that calculus the same for like smaller HubSpot providers, like the solo HubSpot consultant?
I don't, this is
I
all
like to think about the little guy. You know what I mean?
No, the little guy. I think the little guy's fine because you don't need to be a developer, hopefully, to build the agents that you deploy onto the platform, right? Like really what you're talking about is ultimately an agent is, you're setting the thing up, you're saying it has a goal, you're giving it information and data and context, and then you're showing people when and how to deploy it. Like be an individual person that's doing that for people. And honestly, maybe you're even better suited. I think you'll see
employees without having the employees, if you think about it.
It is,
right?
Yeah, totally. That's the way you treat it. You just treat it like, I can make employees out of thin air.
Teams are, dude, it's crazy. Our marketing team at Happily, the salespeople are always like, how come we're not doing 100 billion things? I'm like, we're doing so much stuff. It's crazy. And the reason is like, Nikki's an AI superstar.
We have a Nikki.
And she's doing all of it. And like, there's no way 12, 18 months ago that we could output the volume that we're outputting without all the AI tooling. That's how we are able to do everything we're doing. So it's just like, it's just output, which means everybody does more stuff. There's not a finite amount of work. Like the whole conversation about volumes.
All right, we're not going to talk about AI anymore. Stop.
Yeah, moving on. We're done.
You gotta get yourself a Nikki and Grace GPT.
Moving on. I have apps. A lot of people have apps. A lot of people love reviews. Now you can edit the reviews.
Huge.
I remember the first review I got ever in HubSpot world for the customer service portal.
Is it a negative review?
It was a positive review with a horrible typo. And the guy was like, it was really quick. I was in a hurry. Can I fix it? And I was like, yeah, sure. You just hit the I got email support. Hey, can he
how can they do this?
No. Even when people it's humans. Humans are going to leave like the most.
I think the thing that you're touching
turn it around, and now you can edit.
Touching on that, I think it was really exciting. I felt like this was, you and I said it in Slack. This was the first EKO where the app partner side of things was like, we did stuff and we're doing stuff and it's happening.
Yeah, before you jumped on, it's like the idea of app partner wasn't a thing. And it wasn't an app partner. You were just a shitty solutions partner that with no rev, with nothing on the
bill. No referrals. You don't bring any new business.
Horrible. Just a horrible solutions partner with nerd stuff in the background. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that review thing was huge. A lot of the analytics in the app cards and the listings, what you're able to do in the listings is leaps and bounds. The team, they're doing it. They're listening. There's a lot of stuff. Wow. The pitchforks, we put them down nicely. And now we're having like really good conversations. So this is like a big deal for app partners and people that are building. And it's still early. Like if you're in the EKO chat, it's all the homies. It's just regular. It's everybody, everybody. There's a group hug that's possible at this current state. Imagine, think about WordPress. Imagine all the WordPress developers get in a room. It's an amphitheater. It's like a sold out Super Bowl of people that are building on WordPress. HubSpot, it is a table, and everybody knows everybody's favorite drink.
Speaking of which, breaking news on reviews, auto translation of marketplace reviews just hit too as well.
A lot of reviews like straight up in Japanese. I'm just like, I hope that's dope.
Yeah. I hope that's good. What does your tattoo say?
Right,
it took a long time for do. I mean, to be fair, also it took, I don't know, what, 10-ish years to be able to edit the UTM name of a campaign in HubSpot too as well. We also got that too as well. So I mean, it takes some time, but we finally figured out edit buttons, which is amazing. There's another big one that I want to talk about that I don't know how much it kind of like flew under the radar, but workflow date delay improvement.
Come on, man. That is so for anyone. People have hit us up heavy. They're like, does that mean I can actually send it?
Yeah. Dude, that has been the most awkward part of selling Event Happily, because it's like, yeah, man, we turned HubSpot into an event management platform and it's awesome and it can be so customized and great. And people will go, oh, cool. Can I send an email notification an hour before my webinar?
Before the event? That's like, okay. Can I send it an hour before?
And it's like, that's table stakes for like any other like event tool out there. Yeah. And it's like, they finally did it. And so like for people who don't know what we're talking about, right, is how long ago is this? Maybe like a couple months ago, because it lined up with Event Happily.
I saw Kyle on it the other day, and
I'm saying a couple months ago they released date time properties where you could actually see time on a date property field.
They're still working on that one, so that's okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's out though, right? But the problem is you would think that when you built a workflow that delayed until a date property, right, that it would respect the time on that. Surprise, it doesn't, right? And so when you would set up delays in workflows to say, trigger this on like whatever date, and you would choose that date, you still had to manually select a time. Right, which made it incredibly awkward for us to build workflows that would do something like send a notification at a specific time based on when the event started, right? Because you'd have to essentially set it up manually for everything. But now, basically, it'll go and actually let you use both the date and the actual time inside that field. So like, that's just, I've been saying, I was like, guys, just give them time to catch up. Right? First thing they needed to do was just expose the property. And for the first time ever, we'd have a native field that had 2 inputs on it, right? Like, let them get over that hump, right? Let them figure out how people get the data in there. And then you'll start to see everything else sort of like catch up and start to work with it.
Question for the crew. Will we get GTA 6, or will you be able to edit the time in a date time form?
Oh.
What's the GTA launch date?
There is none yet. No, but that's the meme. It's like we got this before we got GTA 6. That's actually a great question. So what you're saying, and let's make a public bet right now. So our question is,
set up like a poly market and just let everybody gamble on it, and then we can get investigated by the SEC.
Dude, HubSpot product update poly market is nuts. That would be so insane. So I guess what we're saying is, will GTA 6 come out before you're able to take that field and put it on a form and have it be a selectable date? Okay, here's my take on it. I don't think they're ever going to do it. I don't think they're ever going to do it.
Wins. There's so much other cool stuff that has happened that we haven't even covered.
I want to put the time. I want to fill out a form and put the time.
I know, but
I want to rename objects, which you can do now.
Now you can do that.
Wait, did that come out yet, or is that eventually going to be a thing?
That's a thing, though.
I don't think it's out yet.
It's coming. That's huge.
Bleep that part out. Anyway, edit that out on the live. That is going to be dope.
There's no post, Max. This is live.
Oh, I know. I'm just joking. Oh, we're live. No, I mean that is gonna be pretty sweet, dude. I can't even tell you.
I don't think that was true. That was a hallucination by the individuals on this.
I just want to say, I can't even tell you the rage that I felt being an implementation specialist, and like I'd be working with a school, and they're just like, I really don't like that students are called contacts, and I really can't get over that. Huge. And I'm just like, well, chill out, dude. Yeah. It is huge. It's gigantic. It's massive. Momentous.
And here's the other thing. With all of the object library objects, you now have a lot of objects to work with, and you can rename them, which means like you can get pretty far without needing custom objects now, which means that Pro is a lot more powerful than it was before. If we were doing Happily product design right now compared to when we started, I would probably try to like gear us as hard as we can into let's use those pre-templated objects wherever we can instead of inserting anything custom.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Can you associate them together though?
That'll come eventually, dude.
You can't associate this like an order to a
Can we hold up? I would like
Chris Carolyn,
I
that's all.
promised.
see you. I
I
feel you.
promised on the front end of this that we would allow for screen sharing. So I'm going to test if I can do this, and I would like to complain about something, which is this.
You got 4 minutes to complain.
It'll take me 2 seconds. I'm going to do it right now. We're going to do a window. We're going to do this. I found this on the campaigns object this morning, and it fills me with utter rage.
That's wild.
And I cannot possibly imagine.
Dude, you're going to get GTA 6 before you get your revenue
Revenue
data,
data is
bro.
updated every 2 days at 1 a.m. What?
That's it's just like the 7-Eleven. It's open from 7 till 11. So you get your revenue between every 2 days.
Whoever supervises the cron job that runs at 1 a.m. GMT +1 at HubSpot, Godspeed.
Dude,
Every 2 days.
Hi, I work
I
at
mean-
HubSpot. I supervise cron job.
oh my
Product
goodness.
man.
1 a.m. revenue sync cron job.
It's the same reason, I guess, on dashboards why we have like the
Teams
like
tool.
update stuff. That's
already-
because
I already-
that campaign object doesn't like really associate with stuff.
The campaign objects, there's no campaign object is a misnomer, is the answer.
Yeah.
Campaigns are a thing, which are cool and have functionality, and it's great. But you can't associate that stuff to it. So what I did this morning is I made my own campaigns object, and I had a bunch of roll-up fields, and I added workflow associations. I actually used associate. I didn't mean to. I was trying to use the standard one, but I couldn't figure it out, and you were busy. So I used associate instead, and now I have that going instead, and I'm just linking deals up to it, and it's fine.
Can I give a hot take on the whole object conversation? I think the most
what this is for.
people are gonna hate me. I think the most cringe posts on LinkedIn are the ones that go, "Did you know that this, and that are an object in HubSpot?" And like the second something gets like properties or like can be used in a workflow, people are like, "Oh my God, we have a new object in
learned
HubSpot."
stuff. And it's
I
would like-
brother, everything is an object. It's a database. Like it's not that big of a conversation.
I like it. I like.
I
that
think it's
people filter it.
cringe. I think it's
Listen,
cringe.
Max, but you're somebody who is a TikTok enjoyer, and I consume my memes filtered through the people of Instagram on Reels like an adult. And so the people
Okay.
who are taking those and
All
putting
right.
them on LinkedIn, that's how I consume my product updates. So I'm full of gratitude.
I know, it's just like people just feel like they have this profound. Did you know the podcast? Did you know podcasts is an object in HubSpot? It's like, why are you wasting time writing this? I'm sorry. People are
Because they're getting free real estate in your brain.
Yeah.
And they're getting
So everybody
rent-free.
who's a great marketer. He's just loud.
It's loud. That's all it
He's
is.
just loud. He has no strategy.
Yeah, I learned that if I just turn up the volume, that my content will do good on LinkedIn.
Turn my
It's crazy.
headphones.
One last thing that I'm intentionally staying away from because I know I will spend 7.5 hours a day doing it is you can do colored tags now
Yeah, those are
for
actually very,
drop
very cool.
downs and what is it? Drop downs and multi-checks and there's one other
Even
one.
list views.
You
Like
could
when you
do
have like a record
Yeah.
that you can cut. It's
kind of, you better restrict that for me because everything's going to be purple. Like the whole thing is just going to be like, yeah, it's purple.
I really can't wait for is I want the us to be able to define that in the API, right? Because just think of it this way,
That's
right?
never gonna happen.
You've
You're
got
never
your
gonna get that. That's
no,
never gonna
come
happen.
on, don't no. You want baby steps, right? But just imagine like event happily, the registrant object gets installed, right? You look
You
at
guys-
the
listen, you don't
status
even know.
field, and it
I'm
just
gonna
already
shame
is
Max
colored. Oh
right
my
now.
god!
You
Oh yeah,
have-
shame me, dude.
People don't even know how beautiful Max's record customizations are.
Oh my God.
This is the beauty of Max Cohen. If he is in your CRM making stuff.
What did I
He
make?
does little emojis to everything. Look how cute they are.
I cooked on that one. Absolutely did.
Come into an event happily near you.
Dude, seriously,
it's a
I'll
mo-
charge
it
someone
does make it really
$450
quick.
an hour just to make nice looking records. That's
Hey, go in
if
your
you
house,
want-
take everything off the walls and see how it feels.
Yeah,
Fair.
true.
Feels
But
like
it's
a
just
bare,
like I'm just
white,
imagining.
eggshell, mother of
I'm just-
pearl like cave. Pictures and stuff. It's great.
I'm just imagining the registrant field, and it's like canceled, red, did not attend, red, registered, yellow, attended, green. Like, dude, oh, it's gonna be beautiful. I can't wait till we can do that.
What time,
Records?
Max?
No,
Not Max. Not Max.
this is why we need more time.
We'll be back next week.
It needs to be an hour next time.
No, 30 minutes.
An hour.